Hello, true duelists. My name's Craig Fee, and as always, welcome to the Yu-Gi-Oh! Update. Yes, that's right, enough of all that real news from last week. I'm back, and I am back. And I definitely was not hanging out with this absolute specimen of a lad on a beach all of last week, and anyone who tells you otherwise is a liar and a fool. But it's okay, because me losing my mind or just making shit up was clearly at least as enjoyable for everyone else as it was for me, so no need to fret. Just remind yourself that you can't judge a man by his worst 14 days and keep on trucking, or whatever else it is I spoke about in that video I filmed totally not a week ahead while I went on vacation. And so with that, I guess it's back to the news, bringing you only the most critical and important information that the community wants and needs. Starting with our top story this week, the Megatins will have reprints. Shocking, I know. A now decade-old tradition from Konami of reprinting the previous year's most desirable cards all in one easy-to-grab set. It's still a thing. Yep, it's 10 years, still doing it 10 years later. Shoutouts to Todd, because this shit just works. And you won't believe it, but the tins are gonna have Theosis. Are you excited for that? I know I sure am, because Theosis. Remember like a year ago when that card was good, or even realistically a few months ago potentially, depending on how far back you want to go, but it's Snake Eye, and Snake Eye is Latin for won't die, so does this reprint matter in any context at all? We don't know. It's almost impossible to say. But they're tweeting about it. They are tweeting about it, so that's cool. It's actually a sign of subtle genius from Konami when you really stop and think about it. I mean, have you heard from anyone anywhere at this point in time that's something positive in regards to the format? Like, it's Snake Eye, and it's the only thing worth playing, and every other deck sucks, and then Fiendsmith came out, and then Snake Eye just stayed the most dominant deck, and then within 1 month's time of these tins being released, we'll be getting Rage of the Abyss, which has the Azamina archetype, which can easily fit into Snake Eye, and in the OCG has even had success in plays that can get out not only the Fiendsmith engine and full combo, but access to Snake Eye Ash and full Snake Eye combo without even using your normal summon, and with a bonus negate to protect things. Or maybe I'm lying and I misremember that combo. I don't give a fuck to look this shit up, dude. I'm clearly tapped the fuck out. I'm checked out and gonzo. Why do you think he's here? He's been here all week. The point is, Konami is well aware that you hate the format and are actively releasing cards to make said format worse, so instead of trying to cater to you that way, they're just going to reprint all of the last year or two's decks and all their old meta cards, because that's what you're going to be playing anyways. When you go to your buddy's place, because you're not going to locals, because fuck that, it's Snake Eye, or when you go to locals and they're like, okay, fuck this shit, it's just Snake Eye, we're going to do like old format, or you can't play Snake Eye and Fiendsmith, just like other shit, then yeah, they packed these tins full of all the Kashtira and blinged out Pearly and Unchained cards, and that's exactly what it is that they need to do. It's genius. Ruin the metagame to pump the tins. It just makes sense. And those cents then turn into dollars, and everybody wins as we funnel our money into the scrap metal to fill junkyards, as we hope to pull of one of 400 fucking cards from these tins, dude. Holy shit. Like Wanted. Can you believe Wanted's getting a reprint? It's only like one of the most desirable spell cards of the last year. Isn't that what we wanted? Haha, please laugh. Greg, what do you have to say to this information?
Yummers.
Yeah, that's right, fuck all. Get hyped for alt arts of Harpy's Feather Duster or the invoked alternate art cards that do look sick, and then settle for the crushing, disappointing reality when you pull Terratop, who isn't just randomly in the tins, he's on the tins. Explain that one. All right, right next to Yugi and Kaiba. And if you think Terratop is too good of a card for me to be criticizing, then you could go ahead and cope and pull Angel of Blue Tears, which is like a 25-cent card currently, but hey, Trickstar is getting support, so better pump the cards that don't even, it just makes sense, dude. And you know what else makes sense? Konami and YCS Sacramento, coming this weekend, because that was announced and it is happening. So it makes sense that it is in fact happening. Do we even know the prize card? I'm not sure that we've had the prize card for this YCS revealed. Is it just another verse Glatonia? Like, is it just still that? I don't know. I actually have no clue, and I put very little information or time or effort into checking to confirm it. So I guess if you can tell me, but as far as I know, we're still just waiting. I can tell you that Konami did fuck all to update pricing. After much complaints and valid criticism from the community, Konami decided to double down and continue to hand out Nintendo Switches. Now, if you want the Omega level copium of just you're just an idiot, but welcome to the internet, those guys are allowed to talk, you can say that maybe they just didn't have enough time to update the pricing for this event. Maybe they're saving it for the next YCS, or maybe then you get told no, like the August YCS is typically set the standard for like the entire year forthwith, and then you're like, well, maybe they're just going to update pricing next year, and then you fucking no. Clearly they have decided that the Nintendo Switch is the way to go, and PAC will now, fortunately, presumably, have enough Nintendo Switches to be able to play every single Pokemon game available for the Switch on a different Switch at the same time, just to switch it up. It fucking sucks. I don't know. It's like 7 years old, and so is my patience. It's of that of a 7-year-old. Get it? Because I wished it would change. Anyways, we can of course enjoy Snake Eye Fiendsmith and watching those duels at the YCS, because that's all that's gonna happen? ? I'm not even gonna lie. There's no hype that I've seen for this YCS whatsoever, which is really weird for a YCS. Maybe I'm just not monitoring the right circles. I haven't seen anyone talking about this event in any capacity, but here we are. You tell me, dude. I don't know. That was a terrible jump cut. I lost the sauce on this one. Shoutouts to Greg, and shoutouts to me for having put more effort into coming up with acronyms for MBT than this week's update. That's cool. And like, what even else was there? I came off vacation, and like, it's been about 2 weeks since I kept the tab on news, and the likes on Twitter that I typically use to monitor things just devolved into like Pokemon art of the Zangoose that needs to lose weight to like, yeah, fuck it. The point is, I don't know, Master Duel got the day one feature that it should have had on day one, but it's now 2 years later and we finally got it. That being allowing you to hear the music for your associated field of choice and not just the opponents, which again, how was that not standard from launch? Like, you expect me to drop 600 gems on a field and then listen to the standard one since my opponent doesn't have cosmetics? Nah, dude, that's sick. That makes sense. Although really, with the game now very lately including things that should have been there in day one, that does make it more in line with modern esports, does it not? Am I talking out my ass? You tell me. Either way, that's all I've got. So we're gonna wrap it up. Shout out, get him.
Yeah, man, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, that's it. I actually don't even know if the LIFD is still available, but I fired out an email and I'm waiting to see. So in the meantime, I guess we just get this guy, because you know, shoutouts to Greg, you gotta love him, but he is at least the one thing that I've interacted with that has appeared by or on this desk, up to and including the cat named Fig from last week. Fig Newton, what a smart fella. What a fart smell. Anyways, shoutouts to Greg, and of course, you keep up the great work, dude. They're gonna love you. Anyways, that's literally it. So thank you for watching. Of course, hit subscribe if you don't mind. You can immediately stay tuned for that next week's update. You can impress your smoking Italian wife, and you can become a true duelist. And maybe this guy will appear again, or he will never be seen again. We'll find out. But probably the latter. Bye.